For almost 70 years, Pennsylvania and Delaware argue over who owns the Wedge, a sliver of land created when two lines from the Mason-Dixon Survey didn't quite match up. For the most part, administration of the Wedge falls to Delaware, simply because it was more practical. But by the 1840s, some of the original marker stones set in the area by Mason and Dixon have gone missing. In 1849, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland decide to resurvey the area. The task falls to Lieutenant Colonel James G. Graham of the U.S. Corps of Topographical Engineers. Graham determines precisely where the arc line meets the north line, but in his final report he declares that is the true meeting point of the three states, and his map shows the Wedge as being part of Pennsylvania. Delawareans are not happy, nothing gets resolved, things return to the status quo, and residents of the Wedge go back to wondering who's in charge here.
The area was, for many years, locally referred to as no man's land. There weren't that many people living there, and people were pretty independent then. And trying to tell somebody what to do, and especially in a small tract of land, when you're trying to populate and govern other more populated areas, how much attention are you really going to pay to that? Not much.
In 1889, Pennsylvania and Delaware decide to take another go at settling the issue. They set up a commission to determine the boundary and order another survey. This survey connects the east-west borderline to the arc line by extending it a smidge over 3/4 of a mile. The Wedge finally has a for-real northern border. The Pennsylvania Assembly approves the results of the committee's survey in 1897, and Delaware balks. It seems the surveyors discovered one of the original measurements for the arc circle was off by about 2,000 feet. They correct the error, which creates a curved stretch of land which is dubbed the Horn. The commission decides the Wedge will go to Delaware, and the Horn will go to Pennsylvania. The problem? The Horn was part of Delaware, and the residents are not happy about being involuntarily moved to another state. There are also people living in the Wedge who consider themselves Pennsylvanians. Delaware politicians decide to wait for tempers to cool before moving forward. They wait 24 years. Finally, Delaware ratifies the survey. The United States Congress adds its stamp of approval. The two states set up a marker to show where the east-west line meets the circle arc, and the issue of the Wedge and the Horn is settled in 1921, 100 years ago, and a mere 154 years since the problem first cropped up.